Let's start with divide candies problem. There are n heaps. Okay, so we have n heaps, and for each heap there are I raised to power k candies. You have to distribute the heaps between you and your friend. So basically, what's this? The sum? The total number of candies, yeah. So basically, out of the total distribution, let's say your friend has, you have A candies and your friend has B. Your goal is to minimize the difference between them. Find the smallest value. Okay. So ultimately, the question is like given n heaps, you have to distribute between you and your friend. Uh, each heap would have I raised to power, the I3 heap, which would have I raised to power k candies. And we have to equally split as much as possible. Inputs, there's an integer k, which is common for all test cases. Okay, just TLN. Okay, and for this, we have to print the smallest value of a minus b we can obtain. Okay, we also have to give the assignment. I see. So k is just 4, up till 4. So, for example, let's say, okay, maybe we can take. So if k is 1 and n is 3, the heaps are 1, 2, and 3, and so on, right? Yep, seems like it. And if it's 2, then we would have, what's this example? If k, so k is 2 in this example, then we have two test cases, 4 and 5. The heaps are 1, 4 squares of this up till 4, and this. Yep. So basically, like the question is like either you will have k equal to 1, that means the uh, candies in each heap is like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. For squares is 1, 4, 9, 16, and so on. Similarly, there will be cube and raised to power 4. Okay. So the sum of n is like 5 into 10 to 6. So we might be looking what maybe a linear solution in n, not more than that definitely. Hmm. Okay, so let's first focus on maybe the small subtask with k equal to 1. So for k equal to 1, n equal to 1. So heap is 1. Total difference will be like one will get one candy and the won't. So answer would be actually 1. For n equal to 2, one will have one candy, another will have two. So difference will again be 1. For n equal to 3, one can have 1 plus 2 candies, other will have 3 candy, and the total difference between the candy. So let's say I got the first heap and the second heap, and my friend got the third heap. Total candy is with each of the people is like 3, and then difference between the number of candies is 0. For n equal to 4, can achieve 0. So for 4 is like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So total number of candies is actually 10. I have to make it so that I have 5. Okay. Interesting. So, uh, um, so sum up till n natural numbers is actually equal to n into n plus 1 by 6. Sorry, n into n plus 1 by 2. And, um, okay, so basically sum will sum can either be odd or even. So as in like this will be even, but like this again is being divided by 2. So if this is divisible by 4, only then sum is even, otherwise sum is odd. So what I'm trying to say is, let's say this is the total sum equal to capital S. What we would want to achieve in an ideal scenario is both me and my friend gets S by 2 candies. If it is even, it might be possible. Again, I'm saying it might, that we might not be able to make that particular distribution. If it is odd, then we definitely cannot make S by 2. It will be maybe a floor of S by 2, one person can make. Also, interestingly, there is one good property for natural numbers that uh, we can make any number with the sum of n natural numbers, like given that it is less than or equal to the sum of total natural numbers. So, for example, you can create one, you can create just two, you can create three. It can be created like one plus two, whatever. Uh, you can maybe like I think if we take example of n equal to let's say 10. So for n equal to 10, sum will be 10 into 11 by 2, which will be 55. So for 55, s by 2 will be 54, 27.5. So what we can do is we can try to give, let's say, I will get, I will get 27 candies and my friend will get 28. That's the closest possible distribution such that the A minus B is as minimized as possible. And I can definitely create 27 by up till the using the first 10 natural numbers. I can do like 10 plus remaining is 17, right? 9 plus 19, remaining is 8. Just 10 plus 9 plus 8, that's it. So I will get the heap with 10 plus 9 plus 8, and my friend will get 7 plus 6 up till 1. So 7, 6, 13, 13, 5, 18, 4, 22, 3, 25, 2, 27, and 1, 28. Yeah, makes sense. So that means uh, for k equal to 1, my difference, the possible difference will either be 1 or 0. 1 or 0. Okay. But I also have to suggest the assignment. Okay, this might be possible for assignment. Like basically we can be greedy as much as possible while generating a particular number. So this should not be an issue. As in like if I have to create s by 2, which is let's say 27 in this case, I can just start picking bigger numbers and like I kind of greedily try to make the sum 27. Reason being, I have all the possible denominations which are lower than 8, like 1, 2, 3, and so on. So I can always get up till the sum 27. Okay, so I think for k equal to 1, the use case should be pretty simple. Let's see for k equal to 2. I think regarding the assignment, maybe we can think more about it later on. Let's focus on k equal to 2. So for k equal to 2, let's say n equal to, let's keep 5. Just like big enough test case. So I have 1, 4, 9, 16, and 25. Extending from the previous solution, the sum is 25, 25, 25, 50, 54 plus 155. So sum is equal to 55, then s by 2 is like 27.5. Oh, interesting, this is again 50. Is this a property? No, right? Like, because this sum is actually equal to n plus 1 2 into n plus 1 by 6. Yeah, so I think it's just a coincidence that is 55 similar to this. Yeah, anyways, so sum is 55, so s by 2 is actually 27. 27.5, like let's target 27, and then in fact I can't really create 27 from this, right? Yeah, I would end up with 26 to one person and 29 to another. What answer have they given? So 29 and 28, 3. Yep, seems like it. So 3 is the minimum possible answer. Makes sense. So here comes the tricky part. Like for k equal to 1, I knew that I have all the possible smaller denominations which I can use while creating that particular sum, the s by 2 thing. So for example, if I needed just like 1, 2, 3, anything like that, all these denominations are present. Over here, that's not the case. So if you look closely, I can create 1. I cannot create 2. I cannot create 3. Those are absent. I can create 4. I will just pick this particular element. I can create 5. So by creating, I mean like uh, picking up some elements from this sequence such that its sum is equal to what I want to create. So I can create 4, I can create 5, but again I cannot create 6, 7 and 8. Those are not possible. So because these denominations are missing, there is a possibility that the greedy solution might not work. As in, we like somehow pick some particular use case, like let's say maybe we pick a few of these, and that is much closer to S by 2 rather than greedily picking it up. Okay, let's try to extend just to verify that's the case. So let's say this is 36 for n equal to 6. Uh, so what's the sum? Sum is 36, right? 61, 91. So sum is 91. S by 2, we will target to create 40. So I think 40 I can create from 36 plus 4. So this was fine for greedy. Maybe let's just have one more for n equal to 7, 49. So sum becomes what, 100, 140. So we would want to create 70. So 49, what's left? 50, 21, right? So 49 plus 16, 17 and 20. Interesting. Even I am able to create this as well. So 50 and then 20, right? That's 70. Okay. What about n equal to 8? So like we can create 70, like 49. I am going greedily. I need 21 now. So that's 16, which becomes like 50, 65. Then I can take 4, 69, then 170. So what about n equal to 8? That's like 64. 204, sum is 1 or 2, then I can take 64 plus what's remaining is 38, then I can, let's say, take 36. So my only remaining, what's this is 100, right? So one will get 100 and another will get 104. Now let's see if it's possible to optimize this. Like as in if I can get closer to 1 or 2. If that's the case, we can be sure that greedy approach won't work. So 100, 49, 16, right? Okay, so this was 25, this was also 25, so 25, 50, 50, 100, right? I can go with 103 and then remaining will be 101, right? Wait. I can actually pick 101, right? Like this will be interesting. So let me do this. Let me implement an app side just to verify like what exactly would be the best case solution rather than us brute forcing into everything. This is interesting. So this pattern seems to be repeating over and over again and again. So 1100 1100. Okay, it's actually 1001 and it keeps on repeating starting from n equal to 6. And it's repeating at an interval of 4. So 5, 4. Let's say there is one number plus. So regarding the heaps, it's 1, 4. Then there is like some k square, let's say, and then up till and whatever. So if I keep k square over here and like for me, let's say I give k square to me, and for my friend, let's say I give k minus 1 whole square. So what's what's extra number of candies am I getting? That's basically a square minus b square. That's a plus b and a minus b. A minus b is 1. That means 2 into k, 2 into k minus 1. This is the extra candies I'm getting. So what if I do something like plus k minus 2 raised to power 2, and similarly for this let's k minus what 3 raised to power 2. So the extra number of candies I'm getting is 2 into k minus 1 minus 2 into k minus 2 minus 1, right? Yeah, so which will be, okay, this will be plus 1 minus. So this will ultimately, I'm just getting 4 candies extra. Hmm. Okay, let's see this. So for k equal to 1, what I can do is difference between two consecutive num terms is just 1, right? So let's say if I have a, like for if I give myself the heap a and I give my friend the heap a plus 1, then I give my friend the heap of a plus 2, then I give myself a heap of a plus 3, then the total sum will be same. So like four, after every four, right? Hmm. And this basically, okay. So if let us say 1 up till n like has the minimum difference possible, which is either 0 or 1. So 1 will be when like sum is odd, 0 will be when sum is even. So what I'm trying to say is if k equal to 1 and n equal to and for some n um, answer is equal to 0 or 1 depending on whether the sum was even or odd, then n plus 4 I am for sure answer is 0 or 1, because like this can keep on distributing. Like I can give myself n plus 1 and n plus 4 and n plus 2 and n plus 3 I could give to my friend, and it won't really make a difference at all. So ultimately it's just about like uh, getting the cycle and like for figuring out when can I reach 0 or 1. So like if you look closely, I believe there might be some cycle over here as well. Okay, so what would happen for squares? For two consecutive numbers, let's say x square and x square and x minus 1 whole square. The difference is actually 2 into x minus 1. So why not I distribute the differences? So 2 into x minus 1 I can give to myself, then 2 into x minus 1 I can give to my friend, then 2 into x minus 2 minus 1, and then 2 into x minus 3 minus 1. I see. So basically what I'm saying is like uh, let us say for what? I think for n equal to 7, the sum is 0. Like, answer is 0, right? Yeah. So, for n equal to 7, the sum is 0. Then what I will do is, uh, this is like, I have to give myself the smaller, the last one, right? Like, so for my friend and for me, regarding this particular term, I will give my friend 8 and 9. So this will give me a lead of 2 into 9. So basically, due to this, I am ahead by 2 into 9 minus 1 candies, which is like 17. 9, 18, 17 candies, right? Just to verify, 81 minus 64. 6, 70, 80, yeah, 17. Then what I will do is I will do this. That means I will give myself 10 candies and give my friend 11 candies. So now my friend is leading, like friend got 21 extra candies, so minus 17. So my friend is right now leading by 4 candies. Then again I will give my friend 13 candies and got myself 12 candies. So my friend is leading by what? 169 minus 144, right? That's like 35 candies. And then ultimately I will give myself 15th heap and my friend 14th heap. So that's like 225 minus 196. So that's like 25. Wait, I'm doing this right. 169 minus 144, right? Earlier it was 169 minus 144 when it was like 13 minus 12. So that was what? 6. Oh, that was 25. And now it's 225 minus 1, that's like 29. So, like if I have some arrangement, like so for I know for 7 equal to for n equal to 7, I have to give 0, like the total difference will be 0. Then for n equal to 7 plus 8, that's 15. Again difference is 0, and again for every interval, for every eighth interval, the sum will actually be 0. So I spent some time on this, and I do have few answers to this. So first of all, the repeating thing, the 1001. So basically, what is happening is that let's say if sum is s, uh, and let us say this is odd. So what would happen is the best case answer which I can get is 1, like the minimum difference which I can achieve. Now, let us say if I add an odd number, or maybe some power of it, it can be a square or cube or anything. Ultimately, it will still remain odd. So when I add an odd number to the sum, my sum now becomes an even number, and hence the minimum answer which I can achieve it will be 0. So just after the odd number there will be an even number. So again I will add it to the even sum. So again it will be even, for which my answer will be 0. And finally there will be an odd number, due to which when I add it to an even sum, uh, my sum becomes odd and 1. And that's why this keeps on repeating in a cycle of 4, and it's really independent of the cycle length, which I was already talking about, like as in like for k equal to 1 it's 4, 8 and so on. So why I am thinking about the cycle length thing is because I want to calculate the assignment as well for the longer, for the huge number of n's. So let's consider for k equal to 1. The consecutive terms difference is actually just 1. So if it, like heap is a and heap is a minus 1, and difference is just 1. So if I distribute it like this, that means like I'm using this the exact same assignment thing which is being used in the actual solution. So let us say that 1 is like I assign this heap to me, and 0 is I assign this heap to my friend. So what would happen is like 1 I assign it to myself, 0 I assign it to my friend, and for this the total sum will be same, like 2a minus 3. Similarly, this will be 2a minus 3, and hence a cycle length is 4. That means I can like, keep repeating this assignment continuously up till however length I want to. For k equal to 2, the consecutive term difference is 2a minus 1. So for example, this a square and a minus 1 whole square. Uh, so what would happen is like this would not really be 0 with just these four terms. So if I look closely, a square and a minus 1 whole square, I will have 2a 2 into a minus 1 extra candies because of these two terms, and because of these two terms my friend will have, sorry, my friend will have 2 into a minus 2 minus 1 extra candies. So if I just take a dip for this, 2a minus 1 gets cancelled, minus minus 4. So ultimately I will have 4 extra candies. So what I can actually do is like kind of reciprocate this entire thing one more time, but starting from my friend's side. So as in like now what I will do is like a minus 4 term, I'm not writing the whole square thing, will go over here, a minus 5 term will go over here, a minus 6 term will go over here, a minus 7 term will go over here. That means that my so after these due to these four terms, my friend will gain 4 extra candies, because like that was the generic thing, and ultimately 4 minus 4 gets cancelled, and we will have a cycle length of 8. So our assignment will look something like 1001, then 0110. It means like the entire negate of this is added at the end, and that's it. The cycle length becomes 8. I'm not proving in this video just for the sake of time. You can just like keep on expanding this further, and ultimately like we will have something similar for 3 and 4. Cycle length for this will be 16, uh, and for k equal to 4 it will be 32. And again the assignment will be something like we will copy the exact same thing and then negate of this. Similarly, so for example, this will be 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 0, 0, 1. And for k equal to 4, the assignment will be this and the entire negate of this thing. So when I realized that for k equal to 4, the cycle is actually 32, that means I need a continuous like for continuous 32 numbers, value should be 0 or 1. I kind of like updated my knapsack for like just to output the result. Ultimately, what I'm getting is something like this, like for k equal to 4 and like n equal to 1, answer is 1, n equal to 2, answer is 15, n equal to 3, answer is 64, n equal to 4, 158, and so on. And after I think it starts with 1 equal, yeah. So for n equal to 30, it starts at 1 and keeps on repeating like it's in 1001, 1001, and so on. So that's why I ended up going up till just 61. I'm not going into details for this particular knapsack thing. Maybe I'll just add it in the solution directly. Reason being, I feel there will be a better solution for this. Uh, Reason being, just this code took about like 15 or 20 minutes for running, especially for k equal to 4. The knapsack was really huge. Like I had about like 10 raised to power 9 states or something like that. So I'm not going to detail for that. I do believe like maybe you can check on the tutorial and there might be a better solution for this. But yeah, ultimately what we would want to achieve is like we want to have some base case, some solution for base case, and following that for other bigger numbers like for example for n greater than 61 over here and so on. We can just use the cycle length to make the assignment, and remaining I have already calculated in the knapsack. So in knapsack you can actually backtrack as well, add a backtrack thing as in for which terms did you add and created that particular knapsack. Yeah. So like I haven't really gone like implemented an end-to-end solution. So yeah, maybe like utilizing this, let's start implementing the final solution. So first is K, scene K, then I have test case, number of test cases. Now for each test case, I have int n, then simply scene n. Okay. So what I'm doing is like kind of like this is one of the things which I have seen, maybe like a CP trick, that you can pre-compute few of the test cases just like this, and maybe like kind of like hard code few things which you want to pre-process, and it might take some time. So let me just make a vector of int ar, and the first dimension is the number of k, so that I'm just keeping 5 to keep it for one based. And this, let's say 80, I think 61 is the biggest number for me. That's it. So yep. Uh, so now how I would actually utilize this is um, okay. So I think for everyone I have already calculated for n up till 29. So let me just handle it separately. So n, let's say maybe just let's keep 25. If n is less than 25, that means I already have hard coded the entire assignment that needs to be done. Okay, it just reformatted. Yeah. Anyway, so for n is less than 25, I will just simply use the hard-coded value, else I will do something else. Um, okay. And for this, what I would do is I will print result. Let me just call another method which does a k and then n and handles the printing. Um, where should the assignment be? For each ith heap, so it should start from 0. So otherwise, also I need to mention the cycle length. Int cycle length equal to, so first is don't care. So for k equal to 1, cycle length is 4. For k equal to 2, cycle length is 8. For equal to 3 is 16, and finally is 32. Vector of int. Um, okay, so what I would do is I will just keep on subtracting it such that, yeah. So let me do this. Int extras is equal to 0 while n is greater than, wait. Okay, I think like let me just reuse this. K equal to 1, 3. So let's just tackle these separately. It will kind of make my job much more easier. So for one, I just have up till 29. So if n is 29, I simply print from print hard coded. That's like k comma n. Else, uh, while n is greater than 29, let me just add int extra equal to 0, n minus equal to cycle length of k and extra plus plus. So this is kind of like, so if n equal to, let's say, 37, and cycle length for k equal to 1 is actually 4. So I will have extra is equal to 2, and I will end up as n equal to 29 or something. And then I will simply use the hard-coded value. Then print hard-coded first because uh, it should be zero based indexes, and then I will print extras. Print extras. And how many extras do I need? For k, I need this much extra, and that's it. Because it's not really about like uh, extras while printing the extras, the like cycle thing. I simply have to go with the assignment value, and I do not really care about whatever uh, cycle length would it be. So that's it for this. I think for K2, 3, 4, everything I would end up something like this. So let me just max uh, array length. Let me just hard code this instead. So this is 29, 46, 44, 61. 29, 46, 44, 61. 29, 46, 44, 61. So if n is less than equal to this, then it's fine. Otherwise, while n is strictly greater than max array length, I will just keep on reducing the cycle length and just keep on adding extras. And finally, I will print the extras. I think this should be good enough. So let me just implement these methods. Int k, int n. So for the hard-coded values, basically I just need to iterate over this array, find the sum, first print the sum, and then print the assignment values. So for auto value in ARKN int 64 sum equal to 0, int 64 my share equal to 0. So int 64 get candidate get heap int k int n. Int 64 answer is equal to n. Answer multiply equal to n, and finally return answer. So for k equal to 1, answer will be just n. For k equal to 2, it will be n square, n cube, and so on. So for k and so my share is this. Let me iterate over n plus, sorry, for int I equal to 1, I less than equal to n, I plus plus. Sum would be get heap for I. So I have sum, I have my share. So first of all, I need to print sum minus 2 multiplied by sum. So this will be the actual difference. And L, do I need to print and L, right? Yeah. Following that, I need to print the assignment. So interestingly, like I have these arrays sorted like in the reverse order, so I will just iterate over that. For int j equal to this dot size minus 1, j greater than equal to 0, j minus minus. In fact, int j equal to this. And let me do this for int I equal to 1, I less than equal to n, I plus plus. If I equal to ar k n j, that means this is my share, C out 1. I need to do j minus minus. So if j is greater than or equal to 0 and else this is not my share, I simply do cout 0. Uh, okay. So I think this prints the hard-coded thing, and then I can simply print the extras. In fact, let me just hard-code that as well. Vector of string cycles equal to, for 0 it's nothing, for 1 it's, first I'm giving it myself 1001, cycle and 4 it's 10010110, it's 8, then for 16 it's 10010110, then 01101001, and for 32 it starts like this, and then 0110100110010110. I know it's a little bit dirty, maybe like you can just write a method for populating this as well. So for printing extras, I have int k, int extras, and I comma 0 comma a for all the extras, like this many number of times. What I will do is simply cout cycles of k. That's it, and then ultimately cout handle. I think this should be good enough. Let's just test it out once. So this is my template where I will input from this particular file and output on the terminal. So interestingly, arrangement is fine. So like 0001 and 1110 will be identical. It's just like whoever gets it. So this should be totally fine. That's because like if you have multiple solutions, print any of one, right? The second line for each, if you want to get them. Yeah, if you have multiple solution, print any one of them. So this should be fine. It's more about like why I'm getting this 30, minus 30. So let's see this. So this, so for each value in k and n, I got the value, and this is the sum. Oh, sum, my bad, my bad. So it should be sum minus 2 into my share. So let me test it out now. This is 2 and 3. This totally makes sense. Let me just try this out as well. Date main. So it's 271, 317, 253. This looks good. 000. Yeah. This is also fine. Great. So things look good. Let's just try submitting and hope for the best. Uh, Submit this. Let's see. Okay. Yes, that's an easy. Yeah, that's it for this problem. Thank you.